Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is actually my birthday eve. Tomorrow on the 23rd, I turn 49. And I think that is the last birthday I will celebrate. I think 49 is a nice, solid number to stay at. So, hot here in the Midwest. It has been, air temperature has been 95, so with the humidity it's well over 100. Hope everyone is safe. I worry about all the stray animals that are outside in the heat, just like I worry about them in the cold. That's just, God has given me a heart for things with less, I guess. I don't know exactly, but anyway, this morning I was thinking about and studying, the parable in the Bible where it talks about the businessman, the rich man that gives, money to the three workers, right? He gives the 1 5 coins and I think 2 to the next and 2 to the third or something like that. And this story has always kind of, I think, piqued my curiosity, right? Because there was a lot of judgment for that third worker who, out of fear, hid his money and didn't do anything. And, God bless his little heart when the boss came back and, the worker was proud of himself that he had buried the money and that he had saved it and he didn't lose it and he didn't take any risk or anything like that, and he was proud of himself that he was able to return it. But then he was chastised for it. And, I think as an immature Christian, I struggled with that as I've matured at almost 50. Hopefully there's some maturing going on. I've realized that it was more about the trust, right? God trusts us with little things, and if he can trust us with little things, I believe he blesses us with big things. As the worker that only had 2, but he was faithful with them and he trusted, and so God rewarded him for that. Similar to the third worker who was judged, his tokens were taken away, his coins were taken away and given to the second worker. So you better watch out and be careful, because if you're not utilizing what God has given you, he will take it away and give it to somebody else. Keep that in mind. We don't want that to happen, right? So, but I think it's important to realize that God gives us these tools and these resources and the timing, and we can't be idle with it. We have to have discernment. We have to know when we're supposed to move, know when we're supposed to stay still. And, sometimes doing the right thing or something that we think is the right thing, like saving the money, bearing the money, right? Just because it's the right thing doesn't mean it's the God thing. It doesn't mean it's God's will for your life. And so it's important that you're prayerful about every decision. And, think about like with sowing seeds. You might think that you're blessing somebody, but maybe God knows with that $20 you're going to do something else. Maybe that's the bag of dope that takes him out of here or something. God knows all, sees all. And so before we do anything, even something like blessing somebody, it's so important that we're prayerful about it and that we are sure that we are investing where we're supposed to and who we're supposed to invest with. And even though I feel a little bad for the third worker, I think I can definitely relate, because for the longest time, I felt like I was a Christian that possessed all that God gave me. I had the bag. I had the goods. I could do something with them, but I just bury it in my heart, right? And I just kept it there. And I would say I'm a Christian, and most of the time my fruit would speak that. But having the word and having the love and having the purpose and having the faith buried in my heart is not enough. I have to do something with it. You'll hear me say time and time again, faith without works is 0. And so, yes, you're going to pray and you're going to believe healing, and we're claiming healing. You're covered by the blood in the name of Jesus. That does not mean you do not take your behind to the doctor and take the medication that the doctors are given godly wisdom to provide. That's just how it is, right? And so It doesn't mean that we don't work. It doesn't mean that we don't try. It doesn't mean, but we have to do something with what God has given us. We have to do something with the tools, the resources, the talents. If not for yourself, for the next person, And sometimes we don't get another opportunity, You might get another opportunity, but it won't be that opportunity. It won't be the same opportunity. And so it's important to stay in the moment. You rely on the past, you learn from the past. You use the future to anticipate a little bit and to plan a little bit, but it is also important to stay in the present. And I know with so much going on in the world right now, that's really hard. I know there's a lot of fear and panic. I know we're getting off topic, but I think somebody needs to hear this. It's okay. Just be still. Just trust God. He knows this already. He's seen this already. This is biblical. This is already played out in his realm of things. We know what's to come. So don't be fearful. Don't go start burying holes and hiding toilet paper in holes. This is the time we reach out to God more. This is the time we unbury those bags and those resources and those assignments and those purposes. It's time to unbury those things and get them out and start utilizing them now in these last days so that we can take as many people with us, as many loved ones with us. And so not only are we needing to witness right now and to stand firm on the hope of God, it's important that, and obviously witnessing and bringing others into the family, but also we have to stand strong against the schemes of the enemy, because there's going to be a lot more, so much more. We have to stand strong, and sometimes the schemes of the enemy are going to look like gifts from God. And so discernment, pray about everything. I don't care if it's a parking spot, park where you're supposed to park, walk the way you're supposed to walk, eat what you're supposed to eat, come in the house when you're supposed to come in the house, work where you're supposed to work, bless who you're supposed to bless. Don't bless who you're not supposed to. That's another big one some of us have to learn. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, but a couple of weeks ago I kicked out my 20-year-old niece. She's my daughter of the brother that passed away, and so the devil certainly had me in my feelings about that and wanted me to excuse some disrespect and some other things that she said. And every devil is a liar, Even Jesus said when he told his disciples, right, when he sent them out, and he said, you go to a house and they ain't feeling you, they're not interested, keep going. Shake the dust off your boots, don't get offended, don't get smart, don't get an attitude, keep going. He probably said pray for them and keep going, don't waste your time. And that's what I felt the Spirit of the Lord saying to me at the time, that this is not where you're supposed to be sowing seeds. You could love her, I got her, she gotta go. And that was hard, right? Because you would think it's a good thing to be able to take care of somebody, but I don't know God's plan. I don't know his timing, but I do know the resources and the purpose that he planted within my heart. And so if I just act on those things, everything else is going to be okay. I won't have the fear. I won't have to bury that money. I won't have to. I'm not telling y'all don't save, because you need to save. Trust me, I'm unemployed. You need to save. But do it with godly discernment so that you're always walking in his will and his purpose. So I love you guys. I know I kind of babbled this morning. Still a little distracted. My mind, keep me in your prayers for God's direction for next steps for employment. And I know to be blessed, whatever it is. So I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Be blessed. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday and a great week starting tomorrow. And we'll talk to you guys soon.